What up, y'all? Andre, big CEO,
Shanika Reed.
and we back with Garage Bible Talks, the YBN version. Y'all, we gonna get into it. Real word, real life, for all ears that can hear, from the mouth of a young black man.
Absolutely.
Uh, what we just read, man? We just read James
We just
4.
read James 4.
Man, one thing that stuck out to me in James 4 is something that I remember Unc at the boxing gym always say to me. He always like, "All right, Lord willing, I see you tomorrow. Lord willing," and I remember he even told me, if I'm not mistaken, he even told me this scripture, James 4,
Hmm.
explaining how God is telling us to be so humble. Like how dare you talk about what you're gonna do tomorrow? You you didn't ask God, can He give you tomorrow? Like so it's like how
Yeah.
dare us be so cocky? Like we don't understand how cocky that is to God that we telling some everybody else, hey, tomorrow I'm gonna see, I'm gonna do this next month. I'm gonna do. You mean Lord willing? You mean if God say that? Because you gotta ask God, can you have tomorrow? You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
that's how humble you have to be to God. And just reading it for myself and for us, we read it. We had to read it twice. We read it twice now, and it's just like that. That hits so different now for me. Like now I understand when he be like Lord willing for real.
Yes. Yes. He said it's a sin to boast. We walk around here, we're boasting all day, just talking
Mm-hmm.
about what it is that we want to do. And this scripture really hit hard because it talked about so many different things. It talked about how even just becoming friends with the world is like just, disrespectful to God. And it's just so many things that, it was a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
It was a heavy hitter.
No,
But
for real.
but yeah, Lord willing is definitely a phrase that we need in our vocabulary because we don't
Mm-hmm.
want God to feel like we're boasting, or we don't even want to have that on our hearts.
Yeah.
We want God to know for a fact that it's His will. Our life is His will, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't have plans for ourselves.
Yeah.
you know.
And it said it. What it said? It said something like run to him. The more you run to him, the more the devil will run away.
Yep. It
And it's
says
like to
the
me personally, just I could see it as we take our step, and of course it's not gonna be perfect. He don't expect it to be perfect, but as we take our step in our journey with him, this ain't like our first journey reading the
right,
Bible, but
right.
this is still this is a part of our journey still. And as we just taking it, it's such a beautiful thing that we can feel a difference,
Mm-hmm.
mentally, physically, emotionally, as a couple,
Yeah.
as a parent, just every way, But I just think that's such a dope scripture, and it hits. We are like, yeah, run to God, and
And
keep Him in you,
exactly.
everything you do.
Yep.
And just jumping back, because where did we just go to this weekend? We just went somewhere. It was super dope. We went out to
Um.
an event in Minneapolis. It was Snap. Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We
We
went to
just
the
went to
Snap
Snap. It
event.
may, it might
Yes.
have been like 2 weeks. I don't
No,
remember.
no, it was
It was
definitely last Thursday. It was on
okay.
Juneteenth.
Yep,
So,
Juneteenth, went
yep,
to
we went to
Juneteenth
Snap.
event, and I think that was so dope because that's what we mean when we mean like God's supposed to be everywhere. We was out, we wasn't drinking, we wasn't smoking, we was out to see some dope event, being around our people, and guess what? God showed up,
Showed up and
and it's
showed
like
out.
that's how it's supposed to be. God's supposed to be everywhere we at. So
Yes.
yeah, we got to go out and be grown and still have God with us, as opposed to, of course, we always had God with us, but I feel like me being young, I felt like, yeah, whatever we finna go do, we finna go get lit. And not to say
Right.
like God ain't with us, but we
But he
finna
like
go.
presented
But it's like,
himself.
no, we're with
Like,
God for real.
yes, yes.
Everywhere, because that's how he's supposed to be. There
Yeah.
ain't nowhere God ain't. When I'm, yeah, so when I'm in the gym, God's supposed to be in there. I don't go to the boxing gym
Exactly.
like I'm gonna leave God outside. I'm gonna go do this by myself. No, God better be with me everywhere. So
Exactly.
including going out and us being adults, I'm glad that we was able to. Yes, God is with us everywhere we
Every
go,
day. Yeah.
and I'm embracing it.
That's definitely what makes this journey for us a lot more significant and a lot more beautiful because we can we can see the fruits.
Yeah.
We, like you said, this isn't our first journey into reading the Bible, and we didn't see the fruits of it before. We
Mm-hmm.
were just kind of doing it, and now that we know how important it is to read and apply, now and then also able to go back and run to God with every situation and go into prayer
Mm-hmm.
instead of using our mouths and verbalizing our emotions and things like that, just taking it straight to the Most High.
Using our worldly image that we've learned. Ooh, look at me using that Bible. The
Exactly.
Genesis right there. We
Yeah.
using that broken image that we got from from our last generations, and we applying that to now. When no, we gotta learn. We need to. I mean, we can't all be Noah, so we're not gonna sit here and change it all right now, the image with God. But we can do as much best as we can run into God
Yeah.
and all right, that's not how we need to be doing things. That's
Right.
maybe how we thought we supposed to do things. That might be how our older generations do things. But God is saying do it this way. So let's figure this out. Let's change it for us and for our next generation. This is how we
Yes.
got to do things. This is how God
Generational
say
curse
do it.
breakers.
You know, we
Yes.
might can't break every curse, but whatever we can attack, we're gonna attack it with God, and we're gonna, change
Absolutely.
them things. So yeah, it's just
Absolutely.
so dope how I feel like every piece of the Bible can work with each other. Like
Yeah. Yep.
it's
You
so
talking about
dope.
one chapter because yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. And it'll bounce back into another. So yeah, this chapter was definitely a heavy hitter for me.
yeah.
It touched on just so many different things that we have to apply to ourselves and be in remembrance. Because like you said, we read this a couple days ago, and I had already it felt brand new again. I felt like I was getting a whole new
Man,
whooping.
no
I
for
was like,
real,
dang,
no for
like this
real,
is a whole new whooping. We already
man.
read it. It ain't like that. I mean, I just kind of forgot.
Man,
So it
but
was
we be
like,
needing to
but
reread that
that's
every
why it's
time.
so important to stay in the word. You have to be suited in the armor of God, and his
Mm-hmm.
word is going to do that for you in life, in this life. So yeah, all praises to that scripture for real. So
Man,
if y'all get a chance, go read James 4. Allow that to be one of your daily reads.
for real.
That's a daily reminder that this life isn't for us to plan. We don't have plans for our life. God said already that I have plans for your life and it's to prosper you. So I forget what scripture that is, but it's not to fail you, it's to prosper you. So I'm gonna go and have to look it up. But yeah, that
Well,
that speaks volumes.
man, that's all we got today, y'all. Hope y'all get something out of that.
Peace.
Peace.